Enough of them stairs, so enough of them stairs, so enough of them stairs, so chat them a chat, me no pay that, no mind hear that. Boy them, no fear the boy them. Jungle no fear them, the wild fear them.
Hey guys, it's Nerissa Aidel, short for Nerissa A. Thank you guys for tuning back into my channel. Just a disclaimer, guys, this is not going to be an easy video for me to film. It's a very touchy and personal subject for me, and I already feel my voice getting jittery. Just bear with me. If I do start crying, I'm gonna try not to cry, but bear with me if I do. And sorry if my voice sounds a little raspy. I'm getting sick, guys. I'm in Norway with all the Norwegians, and it's cold over here. So yeah, sorry if I sound like this. I'm a little stuffy. So as you saw from my thumbnail, which was I may never have kids. Now, let me make that a little clear. When I said that, I did not say it to say that I don't want kids. I said it because I don't have kids. So a little bit more into that. My husband and I have been married going on 3 years. We'll be married for 3 years December 4th. So in a little less than 2 months, it will make 3 years for us. And we don't have any kids, guys. This is a very, very, very popular question that everybody always asks. Everybody's always like, when are you having kids? Why don't you have kids? When are you going to start a family? And it's like nobody ever stops to think, well, maybe she can't have kids, or not even that, maybe she has trouble having kids. Maybe she does want kids. So nobody ever stops to think about those things. And so a little bit on my story, guys. Last year, I was going to say 3 years ago, but no. Last year, I went to the doctor, and I went to the doctor because I wanted kids, and it had already been a year into my marriage, at least. Of course, I've always known that I wanted kids, but my husband and I at the time were just dating. We always talked about it, and I told him ahead of time, like, hey babe, you know, it may be a possibility that I can't have kids, because I've always known that it was some issues with me as far as, we'll get into that. Let me not skip around. So a year into our marriage, I went to the doctor. Actually 2 years. It was kind of going on 2 years. So August 2018, we got married December 2016. So a year and a half after that, after we got married, I went to the doctor and I told them that, hey, we're trying, we want kids. I've always had this problem, which was being irregular. I've always been irregular. I've always had irregular cycles. I started my cycle when I was 14, and I would literally have a cycle like every 4 months. Like every 4 months I would have one, and it was becoming a problem because I would never know when it was coming, and it would be a big old mess, if you know what I mean. Sorry. It's a little TMI, but yes, it happens. So every 4 months I would have a cycle, it would seem like. And that was like roughly every 4 months. Sometimes it was 3 months. And so I went to the gynecologist at a very, very early age because of my irregularities. And the doctors gave my mother some options, and they ended up putting me on birth control to regulate my cycle. And so I did that for a couple of years, and they told me back then, like, you know, it's normal for people to be irregular, and it's not a problem. But I always knew it was a problem because I knew what it took in order to get pregnant at an early age. So Anyways, fast forward to 2018, when I went to the doctor and I told them, hey, I've been trying to have kids and nothing's working. They asked me all kind of questions. We're not going to get into that, but they knew because I've been going to the same gynecologist since I was 14, 15. I don't remember. I think it was 15 when I first went. I mean, they went back into my files and they saw like, hey, yeah, you've always been irregular. And so they said, okay, let's do some tests and we'll see like what could it be, you know. So they did a whole bunch of blood tests. They took a lot of my blood, y'all. Like I went and did blood tests like 3 times. So they did blood tests, they did an ultrasound, they did all these tests. So fast forward like a week later, they called me and they had me come in and they told me, yeah, these are your test results. These are your ultrasound results. There's cysts growing on your ovaries. And so this is called PCOS. So guys, PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Basically, it's a disorder where you have cysts growing on your ovaries, which causes you to be irregular. So that's where the irregulation comes from, because I have cysts growing on my ovaries. Some other symptoms, I have higher testosterone levels than the normal female. No, I wasn't born a man. Just want to throw that out there. But I do have higher testosterone levels, which messes with my hormones. And with all that being said, with the cysts growing and with the higher testosterone levels and all my hormones being jacked up, also my blood levels were jacked up, all that causes difficulty for me to get pregnant. So yes, with all that being said, with the cysts growing on my ovaries, it's hard for the eggs to be released into my tube. And if the eggs are released, it is hard for it to stick. Like they can die easily. And so a lot of women with PCOS, they have a lot of miscarriages because it does not stick. It doesn't cause the hormones being out of whack and the cyst growing, all that causes the pregnancy not to stick sometimes. No, guys, I have never had a miscarriage because I have never gotten pregnant. So I can at least attest to that. I mean, yeah, here we are. What month are we in? I can't even think. Here we are in November. No, we're not in November. Here we are, October 2019, and still nothing, guys. Back then when they diagnosed me, they did put me on medication, which did improve some of my blood levels, and it did allow me to be a little regular in my cycle. I'm not all the way regular yet, but I am a lot more regular as far as ovulation time. Because of the irregularities, I never really know when I'm ovulating. And so it's hard for me to gauge, hey, when is it time? You know, it's really hard because I'm not a regular, I'm not regular when it comes to my cycles. With PCOS, some symptoms that it causes is like weight gain. And I used to always think, oh, birth control made me big. But the doctors told me that being that I've always had this disorder, clearly, it causes weight gain. It causes a lot more acne to grow. It causes, like I told you, higher testosterone levels, which for some women, it may causes like hair growth everywhere on their face and stuff. I don't have none of that. So thank God for that. How I deal with it, guys, it's kind of hard. It's definitely hard dealing with it. What makes it even harder, and like I said, I've always told my husband, it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard, because I always knew that I was irregular. What makes it hard for me, guys, is those questions that I talked about early on in the video. Like, everybody is literally always asking me, when are you going to have kids, Nerissa? Why don't you have kids? When are you going to start a family? Give your husband a child. Like, don't you think I would if I could? And I'm laughing it off because it's kind of like, I don't want to cry. So yes, all those questions, it makes it hard. Also, the most important thing that gets me like so depressed, and I hate to say depressed, but it is depressing. Like when you see everybody around you having kids and especially like your closest friends. My best friend got pregnant. Another close friend of mine got pregnant, you know, and they're my godchildren. I love you guys. Marley and Maya, my two favorite girls, other than my niece. Okay, off subject. Sorry, guys. It's very hard when you see other people around you having kids. Like, it was so many people around me having kids. Apart from my two goddaughters, a lot of my friends had kids around the same time. And it's like, well, dang, all these people having kids, and I just want one child. I just want one. Can I have one, at least one? So, it's really hard, guys. Sorry. I'm trying not to cry. It's really hard when you see other people around you having kids and you're just sitting there like, well, dang, I don't have a child. Also, I'm 25. I'm getting old. Some people may tell me like, no, you're not old. You have time. You have time. But I think I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I wanted to have kids before 30. My mother had me when she was 31, and I told her that she's old. I would never have kids past 30, but at this rate, I may have kids past 30, and I'm okay with that. At this point, I just want kids. So, I'm doing this video, guys, to make you aware of other people and what they're going through. So I don't want to say like you guys are doing it on purpose. I know you're not doing it on purpose, but just be more considerate when you're asking these people these questions about kids. This is a very sensitive topic, and you never know what anybody is going through. And so with all that being said, be more sensitive, like I said, to the topic, and just stop and think about it. Sometimes that can make matters worse, make them a lot more depressed. You know, it brings back up memories like, oh, I'm getting emotional, you know, being constantly asked why you don't have kids, and when are you going to have kids, and why don't you start a family? Like, it's not up to me, you know, I can't control that. I've tried for the past 3 years, and clearly, sorry, I'm getting emotional. I try not to cry, but it's very, 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 it's a very sensitive topic. So it's really hard, guys, and just be more considerate to other people's situations. Like I said, you never know what somebody is going through, and so just don't ask. Don't ask. Don't ask those questions, okay? Yes, so moving forward, guys, you know, I'm gonna stay patient. I just know that it's not my time right now, and when God is ready for me, it will be my time, and He's preparing me right now. So I just gotta stay faithful, stay encouraged, and trust that God will allow me to have a family when it's my time. It's not my time right now, so I just gotta be patient and just keep going, you know. Major, major, major shout out to my husband, Michael. I know you're going to be watching this, because if you don't, you know I'm going to kill you. But major, major shout out to my husband. My husband is my #1 supporter. Ooh, I'm really getting emotional now. Ooh, boy. My husband is my #1 supporter. And I'm crying, guys, because this not only affects me, but it affects him too. But I'm thankful because, oh my gosh, I'm crying. I'm thankful because my husband is very encouraging. And, you know, I always get depressed because I'm like, I know he wants kids, and I haven't gave him a child yet. And so I kind of blame myself for that, but it's not under my control. But shout out to my husband, y'all. He is so encouraging, and he's always like, it's okay, babe. We'll have a child when it's our time. I'm not worried about it. If we could never have kids, we'll adopt kids. Ugly when I cry, but whatever. So shout out to my husband. I love you, babe. Thank you, thank you, thank you for always being encouraging to me, and to all my friends as well that knows, even my family members. Thank you too as well for encouraging me, and my YouTube family. You guys encourage me as well. Pray for me, continue to pray for me, and I will continue to pray for myself and to encourage myself and to just stay focused on what God has planned for me. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry for crying. I hope I didn't make you cry. I tried to hold it in, but once I brought up my husband, and that made it even worse. So thank you guys again for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate you guys for all your support. I am going on 800 subscribers. I told you guys that I would have 800 subscribers by the end of October. I'm still pushing for that. So continue to support me. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I love you guys, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word.